Hello, welcome. In this video, we are going to talk about some tips that will help you in Paper 2, Task 1 of Module 1. So let's get started. First of all, we need to understand what exactly this task requires. This task asks you to share your knowledge and your expertise of the assessment, how you understand the purpose of the assessment, the types of the assessment, and what can be improved. You can go deep dive into the rabbit hole with the explanations and such, which I don't really think is necessary. The most important thing is to read the rubric carefully, see what is written in the assignment, in your instruction, and understand the profile of the learner who you have, whether it is a student who is about to enter the university, or perhaps it's the person who is currently doing the business course and wants to apply those skills in communication, in particular in business communication with partners, for instance. So, and based on this information, based on these cues, you will be able to understand what exactly is necessary, and you will be able to evaluate, to assess this test, this part of assessment, according to the needs of the learner. So the most important thing is to see whether there is this connection and how the learner can benefit from this information. Tip number 1, read the rubric carefully, understand the need of the learner. Tip number 2, when you start writing your answer, make sure that your layout is logical. If you mention one negative point, please mention the application, one negative application just under it, and make it clear. So for instance, negative point goes first, and you may say NP, and then you can mention negative application, NA. When you mention it for the first time, I would suggest to mention it in full. In your case, it will be negative point, and you write negative point, and in brackets you can identify how you will use it in the upcoming answers. So NP for short. And then you will have negative application, NA, and you will signal the assessor that NA is negative application. You need to identify it clearly, you need to write it clearly so that the examiner can understand what you mean, that the assessor can understand what your abbreviation or your contraction stands for. So that's really important. Tip number 3, plan your time well. Since this is the first task, and it can bring about 18 marks, you need to be careful with timing. If we compare task 1 to task 2 and 3, we can easily notice that task 2 and task 3 can bring more marks. And it's important to keep in mind. So when you dedicate your time, when you allocate some time that you want to spend on task 1, be careful with timing, and make sure that you don't squeeze yourself in order to find those negative and positive points and applications. Everything what is obvious to you, my recommendation is to have a look at validity, relevance, and the layout, whether the marks are mentioned and whether the test itself serves the purpose. So it's good to check whether the test serves its purpose, and then you will be able to elaborate on that. You can be awarded 18 marks max for this task, so you need to make sure that you dedicate not more than 20 minutes to identifying the negative and positive points and applications. Make sure that you identify clearly where the point is and where the application is, so that the examiner can check it quickly and that it becomes clear. And overall, try not to squeeze yourself and move further to task 2 and task 3. In this task, you are expected to demonstrate the knowledge of the terminology related to assessment, so make sure that you understand what different types of validity stand for and how you can provide the rationale behind your answers, how you can elaborate on the answer in the application, how you can reinforce the point by providing this application. And overall, for each particular point, you can get 2 marks max, and for the application, which is relevant, 1 mark. I wish you good luck and see you in upcoming videos. Bye!